voice in my name.
Thank you for joining us for another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo, and today I want to talk to you guys about Shazam, the latest film in the DCEU. I'm going to do my best to not spoil anything, and I believe I can actually do this review without doing so, but trust me, if I feel like I'm headed down that route, I'll give you the warning. Now, Shazam tells a story of a streetwise 14-year-old foster kid who gets the ability to turn into an adult superhero via magic. All he has to do is say the word Shazam. Okay, now getting right to it. Shazam is a kid's superhero movie. In my opinion, it parallels to The Kid Who Would Be King in regards to its safe family humor, kind of focusing on more of the slapstick and immaturity of it all. Now, if you go into this film looking for a movie character that can truly expand and help the DCEU, then you will be disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you. Though Shazam is actually a part of the universe, at the end of the film, I never felt like Shazam is the kind of character or hero that can truly contribute to the Justice League, especially in their battles coming forward against stronger enemies. This movie, at the end of the day, did not leave me feeling like we've now gotten a new addition to the DCEU that we can count on. It's just more like, hey, this is also in the background of this universe, just so you know. With that being said, I was one of those that was truly disappointed. This film, like I said, is too much of a kid's movie. I know Shazam is a child, but I was expecting him to be pushed so hard and to such a critical dark depth that he would just explode with intensity, confidence, and use his power like we've never seen him use before. To give a good example would be the latest version of the animated The Death of Superman. At that point, when he realized he really needed to use everything he absolutely had to protect the ones he cared about, you could really see it. And then there was a shift in his energy and his demeanor. And even though this Shazam is a child, I wanted to see him get pushed so hard where even if it was only for a few moments, there was a level of maturity and intensity and a real hero emerge. Okay. Instead, and this may be a bit of a spoiler, but we get a combination of weak writing in the final battle and other newly powered characters that grasp their abilities almost instantly after Shazam takes 75% of the movie trying to learn his. In all honesty, they grasp their abilities so fast they actually become more effective than Shazam himself. And this is his movie. And in regards to the weak writing, one thing that I absolutely hate on all of the films and TV shows like this that never seems to stop is dumbing down a character so they forget their abilities just to help the story along. And this may feel like a bit of a spoiler to you, but in my opinion, it is not. Okay, the 7 deadly sins that empower our villain also have the ability to become a mist or fog, and they're unable to be touched, and they're able to stay elusive with that ability, and they use that early on in the fight against Shazam. But later in the film, they actually abandon that, and they're no longer using this ability, and so they're actually in full contact and fully engaged in this final battle. And I would have rather they found a way for the characters to outsmart them or use some type of ability to force them to stay solid. But that wasn't the case. They just totally abandoned it, making the whole thing all out easy, making the writing all out weak. And like I said, this is a total kids hero movie. There was no real effort. There was no real way to try and give us a hero that we knew that could, if he was pushed hard enough, could actually be really, really impactful and effective to expand the DCEU. The humor, again, was actually targeted for the kid audience. And I know Shazam is a kid. But all in all, let's jump to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Spider-Man Homecoming, his character is a kid. But yet, that writing and that humor was great for everyone. So with that being said, I was actually into the film waiting to see what developed, but by the time we got to the end, I was just highly disappointed. It just kind of made everything unfold, made my rating just plummet. And so, based on the weak writing, as far as the villain forgetting their abilities, the newly powered people that just happen to just be so good with their powers, or at least not, they weren't great, but they were definitely better than Shazam out of nowhere. Prior to those moments, I was actually, still into the film, waiting to see what would develop. But by the time we got to the end, I was just highly disappointed. It just kind of made everything unfold, made my rating just plummet. And so my movie lingo rating for Shazam is a 6.5 out of 10. All right. I look forward to hearing you guys' opinion on that. I've already seen some posts where people just absolutely loved it, and that is going to be probably the consensus for those who actually expected this to be a kid's movie. But me, I did not. I expected that character to be a kid, bumbling through his newfound powers, but then to be pushed so hard that he becomes a very confident, mature, and dangerous hero, even if it was only for a moment, and we never really got that. So I was disappointed, and I probably set myself up, but that's just how I feel. That's what I want, especially when the DCEU is taking such a serious approach with all of their other characters. Yes, there may be humor involved, but there's still just a certain level of intensity that they're trying to spread across the board. I wanted to see a glimpse of that, and I know a lot of you probably already thinking about with Marvel how you get Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's different levels. The latest story, there's different levels of intensity, there's different levels of humor, and I understand that. But I feel like for this particular character, I felt like it would have done a lot more justice if they would have brought it back to that, just for that moment of him being the hero, instead of making it so family safe. And that's all I got for you. I did my best to try not to spoil it. Hope you guys aren't mad at me. I want to thank you for joining me for another movie lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo, and I'll see you on the next one.
Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.